What's up, guys? Today we're going to be talking about some of the changes coming to the test server for the mid-season patch. We're going to be talking about the changes to the shield, the SMG-11 damage reduction, the G36C, the Caveira shotgun, and Ace's breaches. And we're going to be talking all about the changes and going through how they're going to affect the current meta. Let's get to it. So the biggest change to me from this patch is the shield operator change. So right now I'm in target draw on the test server, and I'm Montane. Keep that in mind. I am Montane right now. I can now sprint like Blitz. All shield operators are capable of this now, which is crazy. And you're able to look left and right. So let's say, go to the door, down here. Oh, also, yeah, something even crazy. You can press spacebar to break through. You can melee it to melee it down, or you can just press spacebar to break all the way through. Right through the door. Like it's not even there. So here, let's say you're at a door like this. You can use free look to look around. You can no longer hit fire. Maybe an audio bug there. You don't no longer hit fire. To shoot, you have to ADS. And that ADS speed is pretty slow, but I mean, once you get kills, you're going to be able to reload behind your shield. This makes shields a lot more useful. You're able to look around and not just like where you're at. You can look around the corners, so you can tell if you need to move around or not. And then, even better yet, your melee. You don't wind it up, you just push it forward. So before, you like wind it up, you can get shot in the face or whatever. Now, you just knock them around. If they're standing, they get knocked crouch. If they're crouched, they get knocked on their back. You will not kill them. It does no damage. You're just sending them flying. Oh, just kidding. It does do damage. So you can just kind of knock them around and make a fun little mini game. But most of the time, you're going to knock them around. You're probably just going to finish them off like that and reload safely behind your shield. Honestly, I didn't think that was going to actually do any damage, because I did it a couple times on a dummy, but apparently not enough times. Yeah, this just makes every operator just feel like you're running around as Blitz. I mean, yeah, you don't have the flashbang as Blitz, but when they get close, I mean, push them back, and I can just reload while looking at them. Check my left, my right. You don't have to go for headshots when you get that melee. You just have to just shoot them as fast as possible like that. Honestly, shields are insane now. How does this... Let me go back to this. How do we feel like this is going to change the current meta? Well, there are a couple operators that have shields. Let's talk about them. You have Blitz. This makes Blitz even stronger because you get close enough to blast them with that flash, and then you can do whatever you want to them. Definitely upgrades Blitz a little bit. I liked that they took away the randomness of being able to just like hit fire people, because I always thought that was kind of stupid, being able to just hit fire and just like cross your fingers, it hits them in the head from far away. I've always hated that. Montane being able to sprint, honestly, that gives a lot more offensive power to Montane. You extend your shield, you can walk up on anybody, no problem at all. And then once you're up close, honestly, Montane is a little bit stronger. You're able to be a little bit more offensive than you were before. And then you also have, I mean, call me crazy, but the Fuse Shield? I mean, Fuse Shield? That, I know people have played the Fuse Shield here and there, but would this be a viable option? I mean, Fuse has a really good gun, the AK. could this actually be a viable option, potentially? I said, this is going to be... Me talking about the shields is going to be most of the video. Oh my god, this is crazy. I mean, I could see someone rocking a few shields down because it's like, with how the game is, with the TDM meta, everybody kind of running around, going in like crazy. Let's say it's downstairs, right? I can go in hard and not really be too afraid of anything that's going on underneath. How does melee work? I mean, to me that seems pretty safe. Southwest side, so then I can just start bombing. Work my way down. Activate it behind my shield even. I'm not sure how many times I would want to be able to do this, but this is nice if I'm like looking to see like which teammates are near me, like who's on my left, who's on my right. I have to fight like this one time. Oh, one shot? Oh, they're in the side room. Do you get a headshot with this? Oh, maybe you got fused. But why can't you just knock them around like this? The problem with doing that is if they are able to knife you back, they can knife your shield away and still kill you. So I would definitely want to try to juggle them because all it takes for them is one decent knife and then they can just blow you away. So one knife to knock them off and then you just, as fast as you can. Shields are incredibly strong. All right, now we're going to be talking about the G36C recoil change. This is Iana, vert grip, and a suppressor for those of you that do rock the suppressor. Definitely have to control it. Like, I definitely feel like I need to pull it, and it is not incredibly stable. So now let's go to with the flash. So now here is the flash hider. Honestly, it may have had its recoil changed, but I feel a little bit, but it's not super noticeable. So definitely not as big of an issue as a lot of people have made it out to be. Do this really quick. I definitely feel like I have to fight it a little bit. Yeah, that full auto feels a little bit off. But I'm also used to the speed and the lasers, so I definitely feel like after time, you would learn how to handle this. Honestly, it's not too bad. G36Cs, I feel like are fairly safe going forward. Just a little annoying in terms of the recoil, but honestly, not too bad. Not much of a change here, at least compared to the goddamn shields. So here's a really quick thing I want to talk about. They said they're changing the SAPS 15 modify, and they modified the recoil. I think that's the Caveira shotgun. I'm not entirely too sure. I did a little bit of research. I really couldn't find anything super quick. But honestly, I don't really feel it if it is Cav shotgun. So, you know, I feel like this is not really something that we should even really focus on. Another change is the SMG-11 damage reduction. The gun, I mean, it's hard to argue how much DPS you can pump out with an SMG-11 as a secondary. Because remember, it is a secondary. You can rock a shotgun and an SMG-11. The amount of DPS you can put out with this gun, when it is really a headshot kill gun, is honestly insane. Look at that fire rate with that damage. I kind of understand what they're trying to do with the damage reduction. Because let's just compare that to like the F2 even. Damage is comparable, and the SMG-11 has a faster fire rate of like 200, and the F2 is a really fast gun. It's like, I understand the damage reduction on that. Granted, the F2 has a little bit more ammo, but still. So that I'm not really too concerned with. I don't really feel like this really affects the SMG-11 too much because most of the time you are going for those headshots anyways. But you know, the body shots are going to be a little bit harder to get. And if you want to be a psycho, you can run extended barrel, bring the damage back up a little bit. So there you go. And just really quick, I wanted to mention they did make ace charges slightly slower on detonation, making them slightly easier to trick. So basically silently buffing Thermite, Hibana, and other hard breaching options, and silently nerfing Ace, because, I mean, let's be honest, people pick Ace because of his firepower, not necessarily because he's the best hard breacher. And honestly, the delay is like half a second slower at most, so you're not really going to notice it too much, especially if you're just trying to run a hard breacher. So it's not too bad. I understand a slight little nerf to the Ace, but my biggest problem with what we're going to talk about next is defense is OP. Nerfing attackers really shouldn't be the priority. G360 change, you know, you have the Ace nerf. I mean, yeah, we got some shield buffs, but let's talk really quick about how OP the defenders are right now. So the defending lineup needs so many nerfs, and I mean, they posted about these test server changes, and all my content creator brethren are all up in arms. They're not touching the 4 horsemen of doom on defense: the Tubarao, the Fenrir, the Solis, and the Azami. They need to be nerfed. I don't know by how much. I can give you guys a couple opinions on what I think should potentially happen, but they need to be nerfed. Defense is just so strong. You can only ban one operator for your team, and I mean, it's just so good. Let me tell you quick what I think should happen. Tubarao should lose a nitro. He shouldn't be able to have explosives with that amount of that DMR combined with his wall denial. He should not have a nitro. It doesn't make any sense. Fenrir potentially lose his bailiff or change his gas canisters in some capacity, because they're just so damn strong. They have if you have a Fenrir, it is so hard to push. Like Solis, maybe take away her impacts and give her like a bailiff. She doesn't need a P90 and an SMG-11. That's just, it's psychotic. Like, she is just like the roaming destroyer of, you know, Solis is just crazy. And then Azami, oh my god, don't even get me started on Azami. Maybe make her barriers disappear after time. How much time? Up for debate, but Azami is just literally incredible. I literally made an operator guide on Azami the other day, and there's a reason for it. Azami's goddamn Goliath. There's so many defenders that need to be focused on nerfs, but instead we're going to the attacking lineup and we're nerfing the Ashe, we're nerfing the Ace, and we're nerfing the Iana. I don't understand that. It's why nerf those operators instead of potentially buffing the Sledge, buffing, you know, the IQ, the Zofia, buffing operators that seem to be slightly neglected to make all the operators feel fairly fun instead of making the fun operators feel like crap. And then we're not even focusing on the elephant in the room, which are the defending lineup. Like, the attacking lineup, I can only think of a couple operators for a certain situation of what op I should bring. Defending lineup, bro, you can just take a dart, throw it across the room, hit someone in this lineup, and probably be okay. Like, defense is so damn easy in Siege, especially in ranked at any little elo. Like, it's just insane. And if you have one of these ops, you're probably going to be fine. Definitely you need to have some nerfs going forward and in the future to really, you know, balance it. I definitely want to see more of an attacking, like, getting closer to that 50-50 split on attacking wins versus defense wins. Hopefully we can see that in the future. I'm not super happy about the shield change. All the other changes are kind of minimal, and I'm really disappointed that we didn't see the 4 horsemen nerfs. But shield change overall, what do you guys think about it? I think, honestly, it's not the worst thing for Siege. Like, this is going to stop a lot of the roam meta of people just running around playing TDM, because now you have shields that are honestly pretty damn strong. You can't really just run into sight with these shields because, you know, with those crossfires, you're dead. But if you can isolate a one-on-one firefight, these shields are incredibly strong. Like, yeah, you can poke away at their feet and whatever, but before, you have the shield up with your little gun out, and you can kind of shoot their arm a little bit. Now they're like completely tucked behind their shield. So unless they're actively choosing to fight you, it is incredibly hard to fight them in a real way, especially if you pair that operator with a Finka. Let's say a team brings a Mountain and a Blitz, and one of them is running a Finka. Even that chip damage is completely negated. And you just have 2 operators that can just close a distance and actually take you out. I don't know how I feel about all that. we'll see that in the coming future. I am going to be trying out these, you know, the Monte and the Blitzes to see how strong this really is, and hell, maybe even the Fuse. You never know. But let me know how you guys feel about these changes. Honestly, I'm a little torn. And make sure to subscribe, drop a comment, leave a like down below for more. Peace out. Till next time.